Last time, a score began in earnest with something of a hot item being sold on by the Foghounds. Now, this item is of particular interest to one Commander Bowmore, who is the district commander for Brightstone, and rather compromises several of her captains. In return for procuring such an item, or such items of interest for her, she is prepared to check out something of particular interest to the newly founded cult. And it's in this moment where Ankh has felt a presence there in the room with them. A similar feeling to that Caroline felt not too recently herself. And with that, we shall pick up the story with Ankh. And what do you do?
So I have already succeeded at knocking out the informant that we came here for, right? And
you have, yes, and in doing that,
part of it was shifting into the ghost field, part of which let me feel this hostile presence.
Yeah, it's something that causes the hairs on the back of your neck and along your arms to stand on end. As the figure in question, eyes roll back into his skull and goes somewhat limp.
Okay. Do I know any direction for this unnerving presence from where it's coming from?
It seems to be wherever as you turn your head around and look around the room to try and locate it, even with that different perception of things through the ghost field, as colour seems to drain from the world and dust seems to break away from the walls and the various shelves that line this room. Every time you turn to look where it seems to be coming from, it seems to be just out of your periphery.
Okay. Is there any way okay. So we have interpreted my communicating with my strange friend Satara, a demon, as more like psychically projecting myself somewhere. Could I attempt to call upon that to like her, to let them mark their territory, kind of like, hey, you may not.
Let's call this, say yes, but let's call it a desperate action.
Okay. So that'd be that. If there's anything that's attuned, it's gonna be that. Or would it be consort?
Up to you.
I'll make it attune. And just standard effects? Will it work?
Yeah, standard effects, yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Got it. And I'm going to push myself.
Do you want to raise that effect, or would you like a bonus die?
Bonus die. Actually, I'll raise the effects.
So, desperate action, greater effects.
Should have gotten a bonus die.
Oh, it's gonna be one of these days.
Hey.
Oh, we will come back to the consequences of that momentarily.
Do we have any other kind of days next week?
Remember,
there is one type of day, and it's one of them is this type.
And I must be that person that reminds you can resist.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Please.
With that, we are going to jump over to Caroline and Templar. What are you doing in this moment?
Templar stands at the door from his vantage point, watching all of this unfold. With dead fish eyes. No. Unfortunately, Templar doesn't know what's going on in that particular thing. He probably knows, I would say he probably knows that the informant's going down at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. All part of the plan that you have obviously come up with.
So at this point, without anything really going amiss... Oh no, I don't like that.
No, that's fine. You want low fortune rolls on this one.
Okay.
That was... I was seeing if anyone noticed in the commotion. Most of the eyes in the room, if not all of them, are currently fixed on
The auctioneer.
the auctioneer, whose name I totally remember, and I'm not. Come on, no time like the present.
So
Margaret Vale?
Magritte, yes.
So
Marguerite. That's right.
Okay, I do have a question. What is the bidding at right now?
Let's do another fortune roll. It was at 8 when it's.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it's moved. No, it's 8. Do I hear any advance on 8 coin? Any advance on 8 coin? 8 coin going once, 8 coin going twice.
Ooh, so it's slowing. Guys, I'm gonna do a bold maneuver here. Because we need this to last as long as possible to give us more breathing room. You're gonna see Templar's hand goes up.
Oh,
To the big fella. What do I hear? 9 coin, 9 coin. Any advance on 9 coin, 9 coin.
At this point, the idea is obviously to keep this running. We might need to be bouncing it off of me and Caroline here to give us more time here.
9 coin. 10 coin.
At least wait a little bit first.
Yeah, we're
10 coin to our 10 coin to the strange friend. Right. Sir, any you going to advance 9? You going to advance 10 coin? Do I hear 11? Do I hear 12?
Are we the only two going back and forth here?
At the moment, yeah. It's you. You do notice there's a couple of those in the crowd who are kind of amusing. There's those kind of tentative twitches.
And we are, just to re-emphasize, we are waiting a very long spell before each of us chimes in with the next one.
You're playing the game as she's. You're waiting for the going twice.
Yeah.
Before putting it up. It's. Let's jump back and
See how much trouble I'm in.
yeah, as the visions and those experiences that seem all too familiar sweep over your mind from the dark corner, and unseen by the rest of the room, your eyes begin to smolder as you find yourself somewhere very unfamiliar. Usually the encounters with Satara are somewhere unknown in a vast, seemingly unending ocean, whereas this one surrounds you with sand cascading down, almost like you're in the confines of a great hourglass. And through the falling grains, you see a shadowy figure flit from one side to the other.
Like across my field of view?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the skittering as it seems to flit behind you. Turning around, you just see black smoke trailing in the wake of whatever this thing is.
If it's just gonna keep on flitting back and forth,
While it does,
I'd
it
like-
seems to be getting closer.
oh. Can I try to take the little, like, bits I can see and try to study this thing?
Once
See,
again,
like, somewhere from the range of ghost to demon to ghoulie, where this thing lies.
Yeah. I would say this is going to be another desperate action.
Okay, I do have ghost mind.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So I'm going to be adding that extra die. It's going to be a study roll, I think. Desperate. Sander. Stein. Or better than a 1 and a 2.
Now, of course, you are now going to dealing with the consequences of the previous roll.
Yeah.
The clearest view you get of this is as it strides towards you. As you turn and you look on your own face, gaunt, as if all the moisture has been drawn out, the skin has pulled tight over the cheeks, the eyes look hollow, and they themselves hold a unsettling yellow light as it reaches forward, and you have enough time to recognize a horror as it disappears. And I would like you to take a level 3 harm, which you can, of course, resist, of Possessed.
I would like to resist getting possessed, yes.
Absolutely. This is going to become the battle for your own mind, so it's going to be a -1 to insight checks with a level 2 harm.
Not so fast. We need to see if I can resist this without
You resist
out.
it. It's still, but like, yeah.
I
resist. You always resist.
I know. I have 3 stress to burn. I'm saying, let's see if I'm out of this score.
Your body will remain in it. However,
Oh.
it certainly won't be you in the driving seat. This internal conflict begins.
Oh, 4. Okay, so
So 2
I'm not
stress. You're not out.
if I take 1 more stress, I'll be full.
Yes. As the voice in your mind becomes it's your own voice that speaks back to you.
Okay. So, and was I wrenched out of the desert and now I'm back?
You're thrown back almost. You feel the cold
Yeah.
stone slightly damp to the touch against your back. And yes, you're back in the room.
Am I still invisible? Because I did have the rider on feature that made it last for a few minutes.
You did. This all happened to everyone else's perception, seconds. For you, it's felt like some time has passed.
Got it.
But
And
in the ghost field, time is whimsical to say.
wibbly wobbly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And lastly, is the toy maker still knocked out and still like in front of me?
Yes. Yes, it's
Okay.
in the process of falling back into your arms.
All right. Now I fall back myself. It's about to be like a pair of dominoes, but I catch myself and I like crouching down. I sort of start dragging them back again. I'm just like, this is not the experience I wanted. I at least wanted the possession to be voluntary. Could have asked first. Like, come on. Just mumbling under my breath.
The voice in your head chimes back, almost carrying an echo with it of new experiences. Isn't that what you wanted? Wanted.
Novelty seems to be a spice I can't get enough of, so yes.
You can end this now. Snap his neck. It's all over.
And like Moreland thinks about this, and like we were just told to make sure the information doesn't get out. Were we told to actually like capture this guy and bring him back?
The rules are interpretive.
Yeah.
You can't have a blue coat commander outright say.
Right.
But
like,
I'm sure it
he knows
wouldn't be an issue.
something that we don't want other people to know, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Just for clarification, it was more Templar that was saying that Templar wanted to bring them back for questioning, so to speak. Obviously, it was probably going to be questioning underneath the commander to figure out where that information came from. So he was trying to go as... Yes, there was the subtext, you can murder him, but then Templar's like, hey, let's go one step above and beyond. Let's really bring good. Because...
Templar is the optional pacifist route.
Well, Templar's also getting ready to do something incredibly stupid because I've realized that the score requires one other thing.
On that note, while Morlan argues with a voice in his own mind, what is Templar's incredibly stupid?
So as Templar kind of thinks back, the goal of this mission is to make sure this information doesn't get out. So as he's kind of standing in the back of the room, thinking, kind of looking at the situation, something chimes into the back of his head. He remembers. You said Marguerite?
Yes.
She stated that she's heard the information and that it's good.
She knows the buyer is. She doesn't know it personally.
Okay,
But she knows.
She did. She said that she saw She saw what's inside, and she says it's good when they were talking about the validity of it, referring to the lockbox.
Right. Sorry. It wouldn't have been a full read, but to know that there's at least contents there, and certainly knows the purveyor of such information.
Okay, so that
knows enough. Yes.
Okay, so knows enough, as in that technically our score's not finished unless she's out as well, because she knows too much as well.
Okay.
Is that because that was the impression I got while I was thinking about it over the week, was like, wait, she also has some of the information, which means she needs to go too.
Okay.
So now that Templar has kind of started the bidding war between himself and the Pale Lady, he's actually going to move himself away from the door, and obviously with the number of coin getting so high, as he approaches the door, he's kind of going away from the door, sorry. he's hoping that more people are watching him, just because of the excitement here. With the kind of mind that'll take eyes away from the corner of the room where Ankh is, hopefully. Crossing his fingers, so to speak. And makes his way pretty much right up to the front, so he's very visible to everybody.
Okay.
Still keeping up the bids, stated very slowly, though.
Going up the stairs, just raising his hand.
You could probably see, if there's like any sort of light, you could probably see sweat, because I mean, these are uncomfortably high numbers. Like, he does not look comfortable being betting like 15 coin at this point, probably.
Has never seen that much money in one place, but he's like, yes, there is 15 coin here.
Yeah, pretty
I've got
much.
it. I'm good for it. Yeah, go on. So yes, eyes are on you. What are you doing?
Well, I stated, right now I'm just approaching, basically shortening the gap I'm gonna have to make here. I'm not sure if this is quite the time yet, but I'm gonna obviously look over to Pale Lady to see if she's got the same mind I do.
There's a shrug there, so I'm going to say at this point meta it, because of course you came up with a plan to begin with. This is probably you're at plan B at this point.
Pale Lady eyes go from Molly to Templar, like, what is going on?
All
What were
right.
you wanting Caroline to do? What was the?
Oh no,
Are you?
I just
you on
wanted
the
to
same
make
page?
sure that she was still bidding, and
Oh yes, yeah.
if she was with me when I do this incredibly stupid thing.
There's the eyes to you, and it's eyes at the moment of Marguerite are still on you, Caroline, as she catches sight of Templar moving closer, and there's 15 coin going once, 15 coin going twice. Any advance?
And then that's when Templar, of course, throws up the 15 coin. Supposedly. The supposed 15.
So
He's good for it. He promises.
15 coin.
Are we ready to make just the most horrible mess of everything?
Love it. Go for it.
What we do best.
As soon as 15 coin going twice goes up, I would think, and Caroline backs it up. As soon as the eyes turn, I think, would be when Templar throws his entire weight upon the stage, and I'm going to go ahead. Or actually, no.
So she's kind of in the center of the room. She's kind of circulating.
Okay, sorry.
There's no stage. There's no stage area. This is a warehouse. No, it's a warehouse. There's no.
Oh, okay. No, perfectly. That makes things a lot easier.
Yeah. Go for it.
Ooh, should I do this? Yeah. I think I am gonna do it. So, have any dice in that? I could push myself to. No, I think I'm just gonna rely on it. I'm gonna go ahead and have him reach into his coat, make sure that the chains and manacle are in there, and that he has a good grip on them. It probably, for most people, might look like he's checking a coin purse or something.
You're checking he's got his 15 coin that he's obviously going to pay up at the end of this.
And I'm going to bum rush her. And I'm going to attempt to use the manacles and chain that I have on me to take her prisoner, essentially.
Sure, make me that check.
Okay, I feel like this is a skirmish since I'm engaging in a close quarters type situation here.
Absolutely, yeah. You're.
Is this? I have a feeling this is desperate.
You are attempting to take the leader of the Foghounds from a group who's all have eyes on said leader of the Foghounds with other Foghounds present. Yes, it's desperate.
Not just to mention dozens of other dangerous individuals that have come here to buy something.
Standard effect.
I'm actually gonna have to say limited on this one. It's
okay.
But obviously, if you want to push yourself for that standard effect, then
I was gonna push myself. It was just dependent on what I was gonna push myself for. Yeah, this is gonna be for effect then. All right, and then also flashback. Can I also do a flashback here as well?
You certainly can. Tell me what's your idea.
So, obviously, since everything's going according to plan, so to speak.
Yeah.
This would be probably when I went to go talk to my vicious thug friend, Chal. Templars they're probably not at the grotto. Because Chal's not allowed at the grotto. However, the other adepts are are with us as well. The congregation. So Templar kind of leans back in his chair and is like, so as we get ready to get this information, if violence are to break out, I kind of need everybody's support. You don't need to assist me directly, but should I happen to resort to violence in any sort of way, I need violence to break out amongst the crowd, have mass chaos and confusion. Is that something I can count on you for? Obviously, should things get too dangerous, I don't expect you to put your life in any sort of harm's way, nor should I expect you to take the risk of incarceration. So, should you swing, knock somebody out, and then dip? I mean, that's enough, so to speak.
Make me a check on that, and we'll say that control's greater. But if this is, and provided you get the success on this, you'll have a bonus die on your next check as setting yourself up with that diversion.
Okay, so actually, then I still want to push myself for this for command. Because I am telling them to do something.
Okay.
So this is risky standard?
This is control greater, because there's no outside threats looming as you meet up in this.
Okay, then yeah, control greater, and then plus one die. On. Take 5.
Success with the complication. It will give you that will give you that bonus setup.
And how much stress?
Just 1 for that.
Okay. All right.
Meeting up with your friends, you know everyone there. It's a safe place.
Okay, so for this skirmish, that brought me up to standard effect. That flashback.
So it's up to you. You can either have the standard effect or you can have a bonus die for it.
Well, I'm gonna push myself for this as well, so I'm gonna get both, so to speak.
Okay, so yes, so we're doing +1 die, additional effect.
So this is desperate. This is standard. And +1.
I think setups are only a bonus die. I don't know if they give you a greater effect, so it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make this roll.
That was an expensive. This is an expensive thing. That was 5 stress for this one thing.
Whoa.
Are you gonna be okay?
I've still got 3 stress, so. Here we go.
So no, but we're gonna keep on going anyways. Yes!
Landed the 6.
Ooh, yeah.
So, what do you do as you rush towards Vale, as from the crowd a chain like lashes around and kind of catches somebody round the throat from behind as Charles just grabs someone, pulls them backwards, and just throws a punch into whoever's stood next to them as this other figure's there, like getting their fingers just underneath this chain. You hear the rasping chokes.
Well,
Suddenly,
kind of in the same vein of what Chal does, I do wrap the chain of the manacles and chain around her neck, but at the same time, I do bring them around and attempt to basically force her to kind of choke her own self by attaching the manacles and holding her arms back.
are you going for a kill?
No, I am trying to make
okay.
sure. No, I'm not trying to kill her at this moment. I want to capture at this point.
Absolutely. Let's see if she retains consciousness. No, she does not. It's a few moments as the room descends into a melee. That she's there. You hear her rasping. She does not give up, and it's the whole thing of if you struggle, it was so much worse. That sounded incredibly bad out of context.
We will not clip that.
Please don't.
Did you swear?
As she's that resistance means that her face goes redder and redder, and suddenly, with a last shudder, eyes roll back, and she falls back unconscious.
So, as absolute hell has broken loose, from the last thing Templar saw, Ankh has the situation that, with the actual informant under control. Templar feels like he's somewhat got this situation under control. So there's only one exit, isn't there? And it's through Bear.
There's the exit in. There's also a second door that leads into the warehouse main section. The two doors are almost opposite one another.
Well, I would assume we attempted to map this place out, so I'm hoping that there's an exit on the other side of that door. Me, the player.
We are going to jump to Caroline at this point, as ducking and weaving your way out, avoiding punches which are now being just thrown up completely arbitrarily as this whole situation descends. Bearing in mind the skirmish roll was on a limited effect, which, while it doesn't obviously, you have that intention.
It was a standard
There
effect.
Sorry, desperate action.
Okay.
Yes, so standard effect. You do notice that Bear is currently making a direct line to kind of weigh in on all of this.
Okay. Well, this is a mess. Caroline is going to run to Bear, if I heard the name correctly, and catch his legs to make to make them fall. Like, pretending to be in a panic mode, I just stabs, catches his legs, and tumble with them.
Okay, once again, this is limited effects.
Yeah.
As he's that tier higher, and he's a big guy who's clearly seen many a fight. Go for it, but it's a standard.
Yeah, and it's skirmish or wreck.
If you could also argue a case for finesse as you're going for a.
Yeah, I'm going with
specifically,
finesse.
It's going for the knees. Doesn't matter how big you are, you land this one, however big and the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
So, is it still this action with limited or risky with limited?
Let's see. We'll say it's a normal risky action, but limited effect, which you can obviously push yourself if you want to increase that effect or take a bonus die.
I will. I will push myself.
Okay. Do you want a higher effect or a bonus die?
I'll go with the bonus die since
Okay.
the roll I've great.
It's time to resist. It's really time to resist. It's a reverse crit. It's time to resist, my friend.
The reverse crit. It's. You can also take armor as well if you want, as he
Okay.
neatly sidesteps and manages to throw you back into a corner and just follows it up with a swing of that club that he had shown to Templar on the way in, almost as a warning. Would you like to resist and or take armor?
I'm going to resist and take armor.
Okay, so it's a prowess check for that. And
Okay.
so you take 1 stress, and the armor negates it and takes the blunt of the force. You're sent rolling along the floor, and as he does, he steps forward. You see him drop low and catch Praescio in that similar grip around the neck with the club swinging it sideways, and looks towards you, Templar, and shouts across the room, "This, yours for mine." And begins to back towards the door.
This is unfair.
I'm using.
Giving a player that's not here hostage. Wow.
It's because they're not here that I'm taking them hostage. It's playing
Can't
a hostage
even defend
is
themselves.
fundamentally boring.
Yeah.
Oh, see, here's the thing. Here's a very character-defining moment for Templar.
Mm-hmm.
Templar's gonna shout over the crowd, "What makes you think that she's mine?"
You arrived together. You learn to spot these things.
Templar shrugs, throws a veil over his shoulder, and makes his way out.
As Praescio sort of still struggling thing up against the bat under her jaw, he mule kicks the other door open. Have it your way then, and pulls her out into the night.
My gambit did not work here. But hey.
And from outside, Offer stands the docks. If you wish to reconsider.
Okay. So, during all this, could we say that Moreland was able to get the toy maker out through some sort of like back door?
So, I would say the two of you are going the other way, so you're not having to go through Bear, which is, at this point, seems like a bad idea.
Was I able to see Bear? Like, kidnap
I
Praescio?
Between you and...
Because I was on the way out. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd say, glancing back through it, the shouting and certainly hearing Templar gives you that brief moment to look around, and you see that brief exchange as he steps out.
Also, am I like dragging this body through a door? So does this body just look like it's being like puppeted around, just floating?
Ooh, is it
like just being dragged back like that? Because I still don't think a few minutes have passed yet.
No, it's all been very briefly. I'm going to make another fortune roll and just see if anyone notices this. And oh no. There's someone who takes a ridiculously hard punch right across the jaw, nose busted open, spatters over the side of their face, several others nearby, falls down, and the last thing you see is them kind of, as the stars are basically circling their head. You see them look towards it, and there's that moment of them. As this body, is puppeted backwards, almost like a marionette being dragged, but without any sign of the puppeteer. So yes, you have been noticed, but it's by somebody who is probably questioning their vision and certainly has some sort of impairment at this exact moment.
I just look over, I'm just like, sleep it off, man, it's not worth it.
Because that helped. Disembodied voice.
Now he's hearing voices. This is not going well.
Oh my. Yeah, so I'm currently debating whether or not to just meet back up at the hideout or just ditch the body somewhere, maybe like truss it up a bit and then try to go over and intercept Bear. Because I'm figuring if we're going to catch him off guard, having someone who's invisible is probably the best way to do it. It's all just a matter of time.
Have a think of... Oh. Sorry. Really sorry, I've just got a delivery. Give me 10 seconds. Really sorry about
that. I'm doing a search here.
Doing a search?
Oh, that's... Oh, I don't want... I'm looking for the reverse. I don't care if you can carry a body with two people.
You can drag a body as one person.
Because if you drop off the toy maker's body in the room that... Because it was stated that there was only two exits. The one Bear's going through and the one I'm going through, which is, I'm assuming, the same one that you're going through. If you drop off that body there, I'm wondering if I can somehow finagle both of them out. If I had Mule,
I'm really sorry about that.
If I had Mule, maybe.
Terrible timing. So, what would you like to do? And
okay. So, between Caroline, who is currently unencumbered, and Sentinel? Praetorian? What's your...
Templar?
Templar. I was going through them. I was gonna hit it eventually. Between Caroline and Templar, do we think that they could manage to like unburden Moreland so he can try to sneak after Bear? Because it was previously, as he was saying, it was previously stated there's only two entrances. The one Bear was going out and the Bear I was going out. If it's the one I'm going out, it's the one they're going out because they're not going out the same one. So we're all three of us are going out the same entrance.
You're going into the warehouse main containment area, which leads into rows upon rows of boxes and shelves and storage with some vertical lattice type doors that winch upwards, and then there's a few other entrances as well dotted around, but the whole thing has become a bit of a maze. Think of the end of Indiana Jones with just crates on crates.
So
whereas Bear is heading out the way you came in that led into this little side storage area.
Okay.
Where the entire bidding was taking place.
All right. So if they can pick up the body, I'm going to go back into the room that we were in, the main auction, and you said there was like some violence, some people were getting punched. Is anyone knocked out, and do they have a gun on them?
Maybe a check.
What would that be? Would that just be a fortune check? Would it be like a study? Okay.
Likely a survey. Study is sort of more academia and books and.
Okay.
So likely a survey, or you could finesse to check people. It's up to you. Or prowl to do it quietly and go from.
Yeah.
There's a few people who are unconscious at this point. Yes.
Yeah.
That chain that Charles was using is now, you see it just kind of swinging around in the midst of this. Just occasionally there's a crack as he catches someone.
No. I got a 2 and a 1.
Those that come here are somewhat. I will say that you are at this point as well. You've got a few moments left of being invisible, so checking people is a little easier, and you're not being quite so set upon just as being present seems to be enough to embroil anyone into this. But as you stoop down, there is someone who steps back, more or less falls over you, and gonna catch you in the side of the jaw with a foot as they go backwards, back heel of a very heavy boot. Would you like to take armor? It's or level 1 harm of.
Yeah, I'll just take a level 1 arm.
Okay, so a level 1 harm of a cracked jaw, which we'll say actually rather interestingly, obviously, give you. I'll give you an option here of do you want limited effect on prowess or resolve, because you're talk it sort of a little bit. It's really.
Prowess.
Okay, so limited effect on prowess, and
okay, so nearly possessed. Was that on insight or resolve?
That's insight.
Okay. Resolve
And
is the
like
one with
it's
the
the battle.
so I wasn't sure. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's it's insight. You can't really focus your thoughts because there's something else there that's. The battle for your mind is well in.
And this one wasn't a desperate action, right?
No. This was like a controlled, because you're invisible. Going through a few prone bodies is more than easily done. There's someone who's just fallen over you, who's now looking again very disorientated as they pick themselves up,
I'm looking for a gun.
what
All
they
I found
just
was
fell
pain.
over. Caroline, picking yourself up from the dirt, the dusty floor. What would you like to do?
I find Maureen and get
That's
out
gonna be
there.
tricky.
Yes.
As you look, you see a figure like tumble backwards, rolls over, almost kind of on their back and shoulder, kind of cracking their neck as they do so. They pick themselves up on the other side, and just the only indication that Morlan is there and currently unseen.
Oh, there he is. she just have her arms like that and just pokes around, hoping to find something that would indicate where he is.
You
I reach
feel
out and give her a handshake.
Yeah.
There's a coldness as you make contact with something, as the ghost field bleeds through into the material world. The Morlan shuffling forwards and looking back, you just in time to see that whoever just fell over you swing a kick at the air where you previously were, and in more of a petty attempt to get back at you.
He doesn't know what happened, but he's gonna give it a go anyway.
Something was there. Gonna try. And before throwing himself back into the heat of this, sort of just blindly punching.
No,
sorry. Go on.
I talked to Caroline. I'm like, so I think it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Has anyone took the lockbox? You know, the thing with the intel inside?
That's been knocked off the table. The table itself has one leg broken, and speaking of which, you see it just someone on the outside just throw it across the fight and catch someone sort of square on the chest.
I think we should go get that first.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be invisible for much longer, so this is going to be a group effort. Sorry about that.
Are you going for the lockbox? Are you going after Praescio and Bear, or you could do a group action on grabbing the box and making good an escape?
You said that like the time being invisible is like running out, right?
You're aware it's ticking down. This thing is very whimsical. Sometimes it's a few minutes, sometimes it's a few seconds longer, sometimes it's a few seconds shorter, but you have an idea of how long it will last.
Okay, so Morlan is going to work under the assumption that if he were to start chasing after Bear, he would turn visible again before they caught up. So, working under that assumption, he is instead going to go after the lockbox.
Sure. You can grab it together, do a teamwork action, or you can assist if you like for one of you. Basically, you're grabbing it together and running after where you saw Templar disappear with Marguerite.
Yeah. What type of group action would you want to do? Because I have 2 in Prowl, and you have 1, and you have 2 in Study, and I have 1.
Bear in mind,
One Study probably wouldn't work. Yeah, I have limited effects.
-1, yeah. No, you've got -1 because it's the insight on the level 2 hub, so it's -1 die.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the Prowl.
Yeah.
Oh, Prowl is, yeah. But you still got 2 die.
Yeah.
And if, I was going
Whatever
to say
it is,
yourself, but you can't.
I'm going to respectfully ask you to lead it, because I cannot take 1 stress.
You can't even assist, so.
No.
I think we should go with Prowl
Prowl.
on this.
Okay.
So both roll Prowl, Caroline leading, maybe those checks. Got a 5 on unlimited effect and a 3, so you take 1 stress.
Mhm.
and as you pick up the box, and the two of you keeping low as things fly overhead, there's a bottle shatters on a wall. There's a whispering, and air seems to draw in towards where you are as the temperature raises a few degrees. And Morlin, you look down and you see your form become corporeal once again.
We want to speed things up here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. They went this way.
Just kind of shuffle over.
Shuffling over, let's go to Templar. What are you doing?
So, I have, obviously, since I was the first one through the door, and you said this was kind of a maze.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So, can we say in the intervening time I've been moving through the maze, so to speak, attempting to figure out how to get out?
Sure.
Do you want to check?
You know the kind of direction you're going in, so it's just how well you navigate it. So, for sure, make me a check there.
Okay. I feel like I survey or study, I think, would be the option here.
Survey is more likely, unless you want to do it as a flashback and study.
No, I'll take survey. Also, I want to check off throwing knives.
Oh.
Basically, what I'm doing is as I navigate and attempt to find the correct direction, once I know the direction is correct, I stick one of the throwing knives into one of the crates, basically leaving a path for the other two.
I was going to say, if you're doing that, you can also do your escape as a final group action.
Okay.
With all rolling survey, I assume, because.
And I will go ahead and, yeah, if everybody's okay with that, I can take the stress.
Okay.
Everyone, give me a survey.
Unless everybody fails, and then yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go first or last? Because
I'll go
me
last.
and Caroline both have 0 dice in it.
I'll go
So bearing in
last.
mind, Caroline, I believe you can still push yourself for that bonus die if you want to take one.
Oh!
One
Still
success.
got 4.
Yep.
You still got the 4. Take the, take the.
Okay, I'm gonna push myself. 1.
Oh.
Okay, I'll
One
take
stress, but you're sitting on a 4, so.
Yep. And then my last. I can't push myself for this, but 5. I don't need to.
Oh wow! So you're sitting on a 5. So, as Templar leading the way, followed a few moments later, with the rest of you recognizing the knives that have been jammed into boxes, leading away ahead of you, Templar. You spot the exit ahead of you. Running towards it, as you step that little bit closer, door opens, and a foghound steps in.
A foghound or a specific foghound?
A foghound.
Okay. Using, since I kind of have her over my shoulder like this, using my free hand, I'm gonna pull out my Rage Essence vial. Kind of shake it up. Now. We don't want me to take this and become irrationally violent and start using your leader here, or this person here. I don't know if he would actually know it's their leader. We don't want me to start using them as a baseball bat to take you out now, do we?
Make me a check.
This isn't a consorterous way. I'm threatening. I feel like I'm commanding them to get the hell out of the way.
Absolutely.
I can't push myself. Can I take a devil's bargain for an extra die here? And would this be risky standard or?
I'm going to say you've probably got greater effect because you're using Margaret Vale as the actual threat. Without her, the operation's quite compromised. So I'd say risky greater.
Okay, and what would be the devil's bargain for an extra die?
Devil's bargain is, let's say, regardless of the outcome, you're still going to take -1 reputation with them.
Okay.
On top, so it will put you to -2 with the blockhounds. You've already earned a -1 with them.
I'm perfectly.
I was about to say.
I'm okay with that. I'll take that extra die for command. I'll take that devil.
For sure.
Risky, great effect. 1 extra bonus die. Oh please. Yes. I needed that.
I already done it.
Oh, I needed that.
As you step closer and closer, you see the Foghound really unsure of what to do. They're reaching into his jacket, considers it, steps back, hands up, foot towards the door, steps back out. As the other two, box in hand, catch up just behind you as this very, very tense locking of the eyes comes between Templar and this Foghound.
As the other two catch up, I'm assuming the unconscious body of the toy maker is also with you guys, right?
No, I got left behind.
Cause I know Ankh drug him into the main warehouse area as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have left the body there.
I dragged him away and then went back in to see if I could go chase after Bear. And then all that happened with tripping over someone and then helping Caroline with
okay, so you do have him. Sorry, I thought you left it behind. Okay. Alright.
Templar kind of looked. We're leaving. And once again, still making it very clear that if forced, I will paint the room red with this person, should that Foghound do anything to impede us. And stated, we're getting out.
Reading the situation, you both have the same take on it. The Foghound clearly knows what that rage essence does. Steps back, and as the three of you step out and begin to make your way down the street, you hear the Foghound looking at all three of you. As you make your way, you hear the familiar grinding as he hocks up a load of spit, making his opinion known. And as you head back to the relative calm and the commotion, away from the commotion, still ongoing, we're going to call the score there.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Livespark and Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, to those without direction, follow the lights in the quiet darkness and listen to the silent whisper.